Evening and welcome to the broadcast. Tonight we paint a picture of the situation inside the Kenyatta National Hospital as the crippling strike pushes to the end of the third week. We have exclusive pictures from the wards on the day Embakasi East Member of Parliament Babu Owino filed a notice of motion to impeach Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakumicha. Later, I will be speaking to Arnold Maliba. He's a strategic communication advisor to the ruling party, UDA, and Professor Fred Ogola, a scholar, political strategist, and governance expert. So many things going wrong, but could there be some other things going right in the country? And are there solutions? Stick around for that conversation in the second hour. That's at 10 in 55 minutes. At KTN News KE, the hashtag as always is News Hour. Join the conversation online. And Polycarp Omondi is with us tonight on sign language. Let's get the show on the road with our top stories tonight. So we begin with the Communication Authority of Kenya, which has issued a public notice on the implementation of the 4th edition of programming code for the broadcasting services. Now, the broadcasters will likely be forced to implement them. The new regulations outlines news coverage, advertisement, content, and election coverage. In the regulation signed by the CA Director General David Mugonyi, the use of news flash or breaking news before the beginning of an advert will be banned. And as our senior political affairs reporter Chris Dairu now explains, the new code of ethics will no doubt limit media freedoms.
Broadcasters in the country should now brace for shocks. They will have to contend with the new guidelines released by the Communications Authority of Kenya, CA, which introduces hurdles in their news gathering operations and interviews. According to the 4th edition of the Programming Code for Broadcasting, advertisements will not exceed 10 minutes in any 30 minutes of broadcasting. This means that the paid live coverage will only be 10 minutes, hence minimal payments to broadcasters. The use of news flash or breaking news by advertisers will also be banned. Advertisements should not unfairly attack or discredit any other advertisers or products. In a bid to prioritize victim safety, live broadcast of ongoing hostage situations, hijackings, and kidnappings will be restricted going forward. A case in point is the Westgate attack that went live by all the mainstream media. When it comes to television interviews, unplanned or surprise interviews will also be banned. On election coverage, media houses will be required to apply consistent rates for airtime allocated to politicians and political candidates. All broadcasters of election propaganda shall be identified through the words paid for, followed by the name of the candidate and the party which is behind the propaganda. In line with safeguarding the rights of children, television programs featuring violence as their central theme will not be allowed to air. The ban on advertising tobacco products remain prohibited unless for educational purposes. The effective date of this programming code is 30 days from the date of gazettement, which was on Wednesday, and shall remain in force until otherwise revised or regazetted. The new regulations are set to anger media houses as they will not exercise their professional journalistic undertaking freely, as media content will at some extent be prescribed for them by the government. Chris Dairu, KTN News, Nairobi.
Well, let's see how that plays out in the